What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Big Ox Chia, and the purpose of this video is to just go over some things that I've kind of watched today. First off, let me say I was watching a channel known as the Grapevine. Yeah. And first off, if you have not been to their channel, I would suggest going. I completely endorse them. Like, they are legit. They are the channel for black conversation, to know what it means to be African American, to be African of African descent, be a part of, no matter where you're from, you are part of the culture, and they make it very clear that we are just as important in America as one of our brothers and sisters in, West Africa or South Africa. So I really do like the Grapevine, and if you ever get a chance, go ahead and look them out. But that being said, just because I like it doesn't mean I agree with everything they have to say. Okay? I came across one of their videos, and it's called man bashing. That's the topic they were talking about, man bashing. Is there such thing as man bashing? What is man bashing? And what have you? And they never really got to the topic. It started off slightly talk about, is there man bashing? And then it became just a male bashing fest. And not just from the women, but from the men too. And only one man seemed to have noticed it. And when he called everyone on it, well, everybody started calling him, sexist and all this other stuff. And I noticed that, there are two sides to this conversation, but really none of it was about really the question of, I guess, what male bashing is. I can't even tell you what the real topic was about at this point, because they were arguing so much. If I can give one critique to Grapevine, I don't like the fact that people could just go in attack mode on each other without really getting to a solution. Okay? For example, everyone kept saying men aren't ish or men are shit. Okay? They kept repeating this phrase. Like, it started off, that was the first thing said. Men aren't shit. Excuse my French. Excuse my English. Excuse the words that I'm going to say. Now I'm going to change the ish because I really don't like to cuss. Because I like to have young people watching my shows, and I don't want, them to have to hear me cussing like that. But they kept saying men are ish. And I'm going to be honest, at first, I waited to hear what everyone had to say before I formed my opinion. And that's the first thing you just kept hearing. Men are ish. Every woman that came behind it, men are ish. Men don't stand up for black women. Men don't do this, men don't do that. And only one person talked about personal accountability, and if it was mentioned by anybody else, I do apologize. But I only remember one man and one woman speaking up about personal accountability and what that entails. Now, personally, I am not a person who believes that every single problem that the black community has is because of some white person, okay? I'm just not one of those people. I believe that everything still comes back to a certain level of a personal accountability, So, whether you like to say it or not, I don't like to be considered a victim. I don't like to feel victimized. But I do know that there are some things that I can't control that can happen. Then it got kind of like on sexual assault, and then it got kind of down to, how men treat women. Like, and honestly, some of it I understood, but some of it was going over my head, because the women were all kind of just at each other, at saying the same things, but they kept reflecting each other. But at the same time, they also were still bashing the men. That's what really kind of turned me away from hearing anything the women had to say, was that it continuously was a male bashing fest. And it made it seem as if, what's the point of even having this conversation if you've already come to the conclusion that no matter how men slice it, men aren't ish. Black men aren't ish. And that's what I got from the whole conversation. Because it was said so much that I couldn't get any knowledge. Knowledge could not be had in that environment because both were very defensive, both were argumentative, both were very condescending to one another. And then when someone actually seemed to be frustrated, instead of considering it, hey, maybe the way that we're approaching this scenario is wrong, everyone just kept going. And then at the end, the young gentleman actually said, well, if somebody can just give a solution, that would just make things a lot easier. And the solution that was thrown out there was so bargain basic that it was like, well, that's not a solution. Just coming to a realization is not a solution. Just saying, acknowledge the problem is not a solution. That does not fix anything. That's like going to Hillary Clinton and say, hey, Hillary Clinton, apologize to the black community. That's not a solution. That doesn't fix anything. All that does is make you feel a little bit better. And who cares about how you feel? You see what I'm saying? Feelings are only good for validating information. That's it. It does not fix anything. Feeling anything doesn't fix anything. You have to have a solution. You have to have a true remedy for the problem. You have to have a real understanding of what the problem is and not just looking at it as, okay, men don't respect me or men don't respect us because of X, Y, Z reasons. Okay? Because you can say that 1,000 times. Does that fix the issue? No, it doesn't. It doesn't make things better. You have to be solution based. So the question is, and then another part is, you can't generalize all men under the guidelines of they ain't ish. And everybody keeps saying, well, if this isn't you, then just keep looking past it. But the problem is that if you have a stigma in society that's saying that you aren't ish, and then you go out there and then you say, okay, well, you need a place to vent your feelings. That's not good enough. Look, boys are right now, black boys are committing suicide at a heavy rate. Depression is on an all-time high. You got men who feel that they can't even be fathers in their own home. You got men who feel, if you just go to even the church, 85% of the men that leave never come back. Okay? It ain't just because they don't want religion anymore. It's that they feel that they're not being appreciated. Okay? Why is it that men aren't feeling appreciated? Okay, that needs to be addressed. If you're just saying men are ish and you're generalizing it down to that, and I even heard one say even the good ones aren't ish either because they don't stand up for the women. You can stand up for yourself. That's equal. Okay, that's equality. You stand up for yourself. And if you ask me to stand up for you, well, then you can't get mad at the value that I put into that area. Okay, well then, if I go and I call out my dude and I say, hey man, don't talk to her like that. That's one thing. I agree with that. Now, the young lady that said that, I agree with. If somebody doing wrong to anybody, I don't care if they're male or female. If you see somebody doing some wrong to somebody, you have the right and you should speak up and say, hey, don't treat them that way. But at the same time, you still have an obligation to speak up for yourself. You cannot wait on any person, be a male or female, to speak up on your behalf. So, if a man says that, I know I read that, I heard the one girl talk about how a lady was shot because of a male's advances. But that's not every single guy. That's not even a high majority of men. Okay? You can't say, well, this is going along, this is happening a lot more than you think. And that could be true. But that's not the high majority of men. You can't say that. You cannot put all men in a place of murderers and generalize them all as murderers and then say, why won't they help me? Well, you think I'm a murderer, so what am I going to do? How can I help you if you're already considering me to be nothing? Okay, how can I be something if you're already saying I'm nothing? If you've already isolated me down to ain't nothing but ish, well then what's the point of me even trying? Because even if I try, my trying will always be seen as ish. You see what I'm saying? It's always going to seem like I'm not giving my best, even though I could be giving my best. So personally, in my humble opinion, in my humble love for just my people, one of the things that we have to get away from is the victimization idea that everyone is a victim. Everyone is the reason why one won't get up. That is something that we as a general population can learn, not to continue to victimize ourselves and keep going at each other's throats, trying to act like I'm the reason why their things are bad, or she's the reason why my things are bad, or he's the reason why my things are bad. No, I am in control of my life. What happens to me is because some things are out of my control. I can't be proactive enough to make sure it happens. That happens. Victimization can happen, yes, but how long you remain a victim is up to you. You can always inform yourself. You can always get knowledge. You can always get answers. You can't go to other people and wait on them to say when or if you can. Okay, that's up to you. Personally, I hope that every single person that watches this video will understand that bashing one or the other does not fix the issue. Calling somebody and saying that they're not worth ish, I will not allow anyone to say that about me. I'm worth something. Okay, I am worth something. I don't know how much yet, but I'm worth something. I'm priceless to this world. I was put here for a reason. God didn't make no junk. He didn't call me ish when he created me. Okay, and he dang sure ain't called me ish right now. And I'd be danged if I let somebody who I don't know, who don't even know my struggle and how I overcame a lot of things by the hands of some black women. If I can go and start talking about the things that I've been through, you can't tell me what some black women have done to me. But if I based my whole love of women based upon what one or two few idiots did to me as a child, I would not be able to love anybody, including myself. And I see high value in me. And I see high value in my community. And I see high value in my women. And if you value each other and you continue to love each other, you don't have to sit around calling each other nothing but ish. Why would you even let that fall out your mouth? Are we bashing each other? Yes, and we need to stop. How? By just acknowledging that we're doing it, and B, changing up how we view each other. The view of each other is disgusting. How we treat each other is disgusting, and it shows itself in that video. I don't have anything else to say on this topic, but I really will hope if Grapevine, I know I'm nothing but 3 views. I know I only got 3 views. I don't even got any subscribers to this channel. Okay? So I can't understand if y'all don't even like what I have to say, but I'm here to tell y'all, if y'all continue down this road, that's exactly why you got so many brothers out here doing nothing. Because you got a lot of brothers feeling very defeated by the women who's supposed to be in their lives, help lifting them up, or telling them they ain't nothing but ish. And if I have to live my life hearing somebody always telling me I'm nothing but ish, what makes you think that I'm going to want to get up and be anything better? But again, that has to be inside of the person to want to get up, whether you say it or not. I'm just one of those people who just can't give a care about what anybody thinks about me, because I've always been the lame anyway. This is your boy, the Big Guy Suchia, and I'm out of here.